Diego Lopes is living a magical moment in his MMA career, closer than ever to earning a coveted shot at the UFC featherweight title. With an impressive 5-fight winning streak, the Brazilian now ranks third in the division, and the excitement is palpable. Since defeating Brian Ortega at UFC 306, Lopes has received challenges from big names, including Movsar Evloev and Aljamain Sterling. It's worth noting that Evloev was the only fighter to defeat Lopes in his UFC debut in May 2023. Now Diego's determined to make every decision carefully, knowing that each step brings him closer to his long-dreamed title shot. However, Lopes is not willing to accept just any challenge without conditions. He was invited to fight Evloev at UFC 307, scheduled for October 5th in Salt Lake City, but he made it clear that he's not interested unless there are concrete guarantees. The only way this fight happens is if the UFC says, "You fight him, you win, and then you're next for the belt," Lopes said in an interview with MMA Fighting. His confidence is evident, and he's focused on preparing properly. As he stated, "It's easy for him to challenge me knowing I fought 2 weeks ago." At just 29 years old and with unshakable determination, Diego Lopes is positioning himself as a force to be reckoned with in the Octagon, and his next fight could be the first step toward the highly coveted belt. After Diego Lopes' impressive rise in MMA, the UFC isn't wasting time and continues to build a star-studded roster with the recent signing of Reinier de Ridder. The world's largest MMA organization announced on Tuesday, 24, that they signed a multi-fight contract with the Dutch fighter, known for his dominance in martial arts and being a 2-division champion in 1 championship. At 34 years old, with a record of 17 victories, 11 by submission, de Ridder brings remarkable grappling expertise, holding black belts in both jiu-jitsu and judo. He joins the UFC with the mission of shining in the middleweight division, although no date or opponent has been set for his debut, leaving fans eagerly awaiting more news. Reinier de Ridder, who had an impressive 16-fight winning streak in his career, faced significant challenges, including 2 losses to the same opponent, Anatoly Malikin, both by TKO. However, in his most recent fight this past July, he showed his strength by defeating Magomed Murad Kasayev decisively in the first round at UAE Warriors. With de Ridder's arrival in the UFC, the middleweight division promises to get even more exciting, raising the competition level and creating new rivalries. Get ready to follow this new chapter closely, as this combination of talents is set to shake up the Octagon. After an exciting rise in the level of competition with the signing of Reinier de Ridder and the return of Diego Lopes to the UFC spotlight, the Octagon is set to welcome one of the greatest legends of MMA, Nick Diaz. The iconic Stockton fighter is scheduled to face Vicente Luque at UFC 310, which will take place in December at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Initially set for August in Abu Dhabi, the fight was postponed due to travel issues faced by Diaz, but now fans can breathe a sigh of relief as anticipation grows with the confirmation of the bout. At 41 years old, Diaz hasn't competed since 2021, when he was forced to retire in his corner against Robbie Lawler, and he is now seeking a win after 14 years without a victory. The match against Luque promises to be intriguing, especially considering the fact that Diaz hasn't won since 2011, when he defeated BJ Penn. Luque, a skilled striker ranked 14th in the world, is also coming off a loss and faces the challenge of fighting a legend in what could be his farewell bout. The fight seems to be a tribute to the mutual respect between the 2 athletes, and many are wondering if this will be a retirement match for both, as their careers are at critical junctures. While UFC 310 is still looking for a main event, Diaz's presence will certainly draw fan attention, and the fight could open the main card, ensuring a large audience. Get ready to witness this thrilling showdown, which could be one of Nick Diaz's final appearances in the Octagon. After the excitement of Nick Diaz's return and the fight scheduled between him and Vicente Luque, the UFC gains even more buzz with the impressive rise of Merab Dvalishvili, who recently captured the bantamweight title. But Dvalishvili's journey is anything but conventional. The Georgian fighter, who faced enormous challenges throughout his career, revealed that he was forced to work as a construction laborer and hold several temporary jobs while fighting to establish himself in the UFC. Despite starting his promotional journey with 2 losses, Dvalishvili remained undeterred and with a remarkable 11-fight winning streak, finally achieved the coveted UFC gold at UFC 306. Dvalishvili shared his story on the Fight Back podcast, where he detailed the various jobs he had to support his MMA career, including demolition and carpentry. He recalled the tough days when, after losing his first UFC fight, he found himself broke and out of options, relying on fight bonuses to get by. "I was broke," he confessed. His turning point came after an exciting fight against Ricky Simon, which, although a loss, earned him a $50,000 bonus and the chance to fully dedicate himself to MMA. Since then, his career has skyrocketed, leading him to the top of the bantamweight division. The move to Las Vegas was a crucial step in Dvalishvili's career. Under the guidance of legendary coaches Matt Serra and Ray Longo, he found a conducive environment to train and evolve as an athlete. Additionally, the presence of the UFC Performance Institute, UFC PI, facilitated his training, allowing him to focus solely on fighting and recovery. "Here in Vegas, everything is easier," said Dvalishvili, referring to the abundance of resources available for fighters in the city. With a new group of coaches and a range of fighters around him, he feels more prepared than ever for the challenges ahead. The rivalry between Dvalishvili and American Sean O'Malley, now intensified after the Georgian's victory, also promises to spice up upcoming UFC events. O'Malley, unhappy with the judge's decision, claims he was robbed, while Dvalishvili finds humor in the situation, considering a rematch soon. "I would love a rematch with him. I believe that next time I'm going to finish him," declared Dvalishvili. With so many developments in the UFC, fans can expect an electrifying conclusion to this rivalry. And who knows what else is to come in this exciting world of MMA. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on all UFC news, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new content every day. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end, and we'll see you in the next video.